Welcome to church this morning. My name is Andre. If you don't know who I am, thanks for jumping in, checking out our service, seeing what we're doing out here in these streets. Right around now, at the time that this is, at the time you're going to be watching this, we're about to have a couple of briskets and pork butts taken out to a church. They're doing a rename and rebrand of their church, and so one of their campuses is using Barbecue Church for some food. So we're going to go out. A couple of our team members are out there. They made brisket all night. They made pork butts all night and delivering that to that church so that they can eat real good. So shout out to them. I would shout out the church's name, but honestly, I forget what they're changing their name to. So, but anyway, they knew who they are whenever they watch this. Whenever you're watching, just say something random in the comments. Put a steak emoji or a fire emoji. Let us know that you watched. Just because we like to know who is out there in these streets. I am at where am I at? I'm at some sort of plaza, hotel, Crown Plaza, something. I'm in Georgia right now. So there's an air show down here. It was a last minute deal. My company hit me up. One of the guys I work with said, hey, we need you in Georgia. Can you make it happen? So I'm here doing that. When I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, I was thinking about a lot of, if you grew up in church or you grew up around church people, you remember this story about Daniel and then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is the way that we normally tell it. And something that was weird whenever I looked at this entire story, when specifically talking about these people that we call Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when you look at what their names meant that, like, the meaning in their name had something to do with a different God, not the God that was the God of their people. And I might have talked about this before, but I really feel led to talk about it again. Their names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, and that's how I refer to them. I don't call them by their other name, their name that was supposed to honor another God, because their names were specifically given to them, which were names that honor their God. And so, you know, and I would preach sermons, and I have this whole sermon on that kind of walks you through, what does your name mean? Who are you, and who are you created to be? And don't let somebody call you out of your name. Don't let somebody put something on you that causes you to be something other than who God has created you to be. As you look at this, we're talking about, this is in Daniel, and jumping into Daniel 3, where these four boys are Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They're in captivity. They are serving basically a foreign government. This king builds this great statue and says, hey, when I play this music, everybody needs to bow down and worship this gold statue. And they're like, nah, not my God. I'm not down with that. That's not how I'm going to run. I ain't bowing down to nobody else's God. So these other people snitch. They run out in them streets talking about, hey, they ain't doing that. You said you was going to throw people like that in the fire. So what's up with that? And so the king says, oh, okay. Hey, if y'all don't bow down and y'all do what I'm telling you to do, I'm fitting to burn you. And they said, look, first off, we're not bound to any other God but our God. Second, our God is the one true God. So our God will deliver us from the fire that you're going to try and throw us into. And even if he doesn't, guess what? Still not bound down. And we're going to die, and you're going to know they were some real ones because they were willing to die. And so the king got mad. He said, run that fire hotter. So they turned the fire up. Whenever they tied up the dudes, threw them in the fire, the people that threw them in the fire died. These dudes jumped down into the fire, and your man's just looking in there going, we threw 3 people in, but there's 4 people in there, and one of them looks like God. And he said, hey, homies I threw in there, come on out. And they walked out. They didn't have any more ropes on them. Their clothes were still on their body. They didn't smell like smoke. They weren't singed. They were miraculously saved. And, you know, I was talking with another friend of mine who's going through a situation right now. And one of the things that he talked about is, I believe that God will deliver me from this. And even if he doesn't, I'm still going to stand with God. I'm still going to run with God. I'm still going to put my faith in God. because I know that ultimately he has this thing mapped out. And even though he made a mistake, the guy in question that I'm talking about, he made a mistake, a pretty big mistake. And he believes that God will deliver him. But he's holding to the thought, and he's holding to the faith of, my God will take care of me. My God will supply all my need. My God sees where I am and will help and will bless me. So look, I don't know where you're at. I don't know if you're facing a furnace. I don't know if you're facing hard stuff. I don't know if you're facing being burnt. I don't know if you feel like you're in the fire right now and you don't know how you're going to get out. I don't know if you're sitting here and you feel like you're living outside of who you should be. You feel like you should be living a different way, but you end up stuck in some other rut. Maybe you've been living according to the way that other people have told you to live. Maybe you've been allowing people to call you by a different name. You've been allowing people's thought processes or words about you or thoughts about you or what they think you should do. You've been letting that rule in your life instead of jumping close to God, instead of walking close to God, instead of praying, instead of asking God what he wants for your life and what he wants to do in and through you in this season. So I don't know where you're at. I don't know why God put this so heavily on my heart, but I know that somebody watching this needs to know, don't let somebody call you out of your name. Don't let what other people put on you cause you to step out of line. Because I'm sorry, the fact that we call these three little Hebrew homies by a pagan God's name, by a name that worships a pagan God, man, that's an issue for me. My mom taught me that you don't let people call you out of your name. What's your name mean? What does your name mean? Because your name is important. Don't let people place on you a label that labels you outside of who you are. A lot of times we like to talk wild, and I've preached about this before, but what we say is what we create. What you say is what you hear. What you hear is what you believe. What you believe is how you live. So we need to watch what we say about ourselves and about our children. We need to say what we want to see. Stop referring to things as they are. Stop confirming what things look like and start speaking to the direction you want to see them go. Start creating with your words. Our words have power. I believe there's a physical world, there's a spiritual world. When you speak, I believe you begin to build things in spirit. So what do you want to see happen in the spirit? What do you want to see happen in your life? Begin to speak those things. Now, all you like super church folk, calm down with the name it and claim it. Like, don't be like, oh, look at on. Listen, it ain't that deep. I ain't going to go there. Listen, I don't get into all them theological debates. As you see, these sermons are like 7 to 11 minutes long. You know, I don't even get into that stuff. I'm not going to sit here, debate, and go into all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying watch your mouth and start speaking and start praying and start asking God and start living the way that God has called you to live. Surround yourself with other homies that are going to be ride or die. They're going to say, hey, I'm with you. I got some guys on a plane right now that are on their way here that I love doing life with, that we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time working, and we look out for each other. We watch out for each other. Whenever we go out, we have a great time together. We're family. And if something goes wrong, they're going to be right there with me. If something's wrong for them, I'm going to be there. If something's wrong for me, they're going to be right there. That's surround yourself with people that are like-minded like that. Have people in your life that are ride or die. So that's Daniel. Read Daniel. Read those first like 3 chapters of Daniel and get a vibe for what I'm talking about. Understand what we see. Check it out. See what God pulls out to you and what God speaks to you as to how you need to live and what you need to do as you move forward in life. And if you don't have a relationship with God, it's a very simple thing. It's like accepting a relationship with God is as simple as saying, Jesus, I believe that you died on a cross for me. I believe that you rose again. And I want to have a relationship with you. I believe that whole death and resurrection thing was to bring me freedom, was to bring me into a relationship with you. So I want that relationship. I ask you to be in my life. Rock with me. Let's do this. Boom. Then you can text Journey to the number that's on the screen. put in your email address, and you will get an online devotional delivered to you for the next 30 days that'll walk you through what it means to be a Christ follower. Also, if you want to know more about the vision of Barbecue Church, you want to see where we're going, want to see where we've been, and kind of track where we're at, you can text VISION to the number on the screen. You'll be able to download our PDF that will walk you through all of that. That'll show you what we're looking at, how we want to get a couple trucks, how we want to start buying barbecue pits for different church planners across the country, because we want to begin to bless other people as well. We believe that everybody needs to eat good, and we want to be able to do that, help them out as they move forward. Right now, I'm working on getting a merchandise store up and running. This is my OGO Stealth Endurance hoodie that I had made by my guy Howard in Pittsburgh, and testing this thing out. This thing is bad with the embroidery on it. This boy bad. So we're gonna work on this. I also have a winter jacket, which is fire with the logo on it. Man, it's bad. But we'll let you know when those are available so that you can purchase those. These are super expensive. We'll have some other like regular hoodies and things like that. We'll get a bunch of stuff out there so that you can have that ready. Look, we love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for being part of Barbecue Church. Look, if we're gonna buy any type of seasoning right now, you know that my #1 seasoning is Reload Rub. It's reloadrub.com. Joel and Stacy are really great people. They're the people that I rock with the most. They've blessed us. It's a phenomenal seasoning. I've tried a bunch of different seasonings. I like some, but I like Reload the most. It's just a better product than mostly everything else that I've ever tried. So check them out. Even if you're not doing barbecue, if you got there fully loaded, it'll change your life. It's one of the best ones out there. I think I'm gonna do a video on barbecue sauces that I'll actually approve, because I tend not to like barbecue sauce. I tend not to use it because I think the barbecue sauce is disrespectful most of the time. It is what it is, but we'll talk about that soon. And I need to get into the habit of doing barbecue stuff during this. I gotta get in the habit of making sure that I throw something in there. So today, if you're gonna make jalapeno poppers, this is what I'm gonna say. Get some chorizo from the grocery store whenever you're making your poppers, and go ahead and cook the chorizo in a pan. Like, take a little bit of it, throw it in a pan, like mash it up. Watch a video on how to make chorizo if you don't know already. But let that cook, make sure that it's fully done. Throw it on a paper towel so that you get all the grease out, and then mix that in to your cream cheese before you stuff your jalapenos when you're making jalapeno poppers. It just gives it a whole better taste. It's an amazing taste. It's fire. That's when I put chorizo in my cream cheese, that's when I get the most compliments about those jalapeno poppers. So try that out, see how you like it. So we out here. Y'all be safe. Praise God. We appreciate you. We love you. Continue to cook great food. It's always barbecue season around here. So even though it's getting cold, we still gonna be smoking. Love y'all. Be safe. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.